Alicia Conejero is protesting for affordable housing in Barcelona. Rents in her hometown have increased by about 70% over the last 10 years, according to the city council. The nationwide housing crisis is driving tens of thousands of protesters onto Spanish streets, especially in the country's tourist strongholds.
Vacation rentals make me so mad. Because of them, we locals can't rent those homes anymore.
The pensioner is worried about Barcelona. She says young people can no longer build a future here. Barcelona residents have long shared their city with people from all over the world. Millions of tourists visit every year. And the city is also popular with expats who stay here. Now housing is becoming increasingly scarce and expensive, and residents are being driven out of their neighbourhoods. The problem disproportionately affects low-income households. That's why the city has constructed 54 such apartments out of recycled shipping containers to temporarily house people like Nadia while they look for a place.
In my old apartment, they refused to renew the lease. It wasn't because of outstanding rent or anything like that. The building was being bought by investors, vulture funds, to turn it into tourist accommodations. Our home. My children lived in there. They went to school nearby.
Nadia Chaibi Kaduri and her 2 children have been living here for 2 years. At least they've got a roof over their heads. Nadia works in translation, but as a single mother with a single income, she says she has no chance of finding a regular apartment here.
I work with people from many different countries. And the kind of prices they can pay make them extremely lucrative for landlords. So they wouldn't rent out their apartment to someone like me and my children for €1,000 a month, when a tourist can pay, let's say, €3,000. So that's what they do.
For years, Barcelona has been unable to get a grip on the housing crisis. The tourist industry, meanwhile, is booming. That's why the city council has decided on a radical step. Deputy Mayor Laia Bonet is proud that Barcelona has issued an ultimatum.
November 2028. From this date forward, holiday apartments would require a new license. But we are saying Barcelona won't be issuing any.
This will make an estimated 10,000 apartments available again. Paula Ginestar rents an apartment to tourists.
Come in. Welcome.
Paula is against the ultimatum. For her and her partner, the apartment is a means of additional financial security.
What they're doing is abuse. We're practically being expropriated.
Under this plan, Paula will lose her license to rent the apartment. She thinks that's unfair, and that the city should distinguish between private landlords and large companies with hundreds of apartments. But she agrees something needs to be done.
Rental prices are out of control. Here in Barcelona and in Madrid, but it's also starting in Valencia. It's crazy. But I really don't think the holiday rentals are to blame.
Next door, at the laundrette, the owner agrees. Cleaning tourist bed linens and towels is good business for Yadisa Duya Yamani here, in Barcelona's popular Poble Sec district. She would miss the work.
They want everything done in 24 hours. That's what's good about it. That everything needs to be done in 24 hours, or in an hour. Then I charge double or even triple. So it's good money.
Tourism is a business, but with side effects. Barcelona's Poble Nou district is about 20 minutes' drive from the centre. Once home to blue-collar workers and fishermen, it's now a lucrative area, and they're being driven out. With an average monthly salary of under €2,000, many can no longer afford to rent their homes. That's why Alicia Conejero supports the 2028 ultimatum.
Renting an apartment like this is impossible for someone on a Spanish salary. Also, the apartments are not rented out long-term. They're rented out seasonally, for 11 months. So after 11 months, they can increase the rent again or kick you out.
Alicia got lucky. She lives in one of 3 Sostre civic housing cooperative buildings. The cooperative is financed by members and project funds. It offers members a lifelong right to residence without rent increases. Alicia pays around €600 for her small apartment. More residential buildings are reportedly planned to tackle the crisis.
In 3 years, 4 babies were born here. That makes sense. Young residents can plan their lives here. They know they won't be thrown out. They can live, and above all, they can afford the rent here.
Alicia hopes that Barcelona will remain a home for those who live here. Of course, tourists are still welcome, but the city is fighting to strike a balance.